introduces over here, one of which I hope to share with you today. The focus of this talk is actually very simple, and it's got a very simple message. I'm again, not as technically au fait with some of the features, but I hope you'll get something from the ideas that I'm going to talk about. So what I really wanted to focus on was some ideas to freshen key messages, key repeated and routine messages in lessons. This stemmed from a course that Matt and I attended, so really I'm literally telling you what I've learned. The focus is teacher talk, and we're all conscious that teacher talk, while essential and unavoidable, is often frowned upon. It can often disengage learners, and I think we're also being encouraged and sort of required to keep it to a minimum. So keep teacher talk to a minimum, get pupils and students active and engaged and independent. So the motivation really is to how to take the unavoidable and essential and at least make it as attractive and as engaging as possible. So the focus of this idea came from a course that Matt and I attended under the auspices of the SSAT NQT program. We were pleased that Bishop sent us on this course, and the launch event featured an author and presenter called Jim Smith, probably known to many of you as the author of the Lazy Teacher's Handbook. I've got it, contains lots of great resources, great ideas, and in his book he particularly makes a play of trying to liven up lessons, to particularly the sort of didactic sort of I'm standing up talking to you, how do you make that slightly more engaging. And one of the ideas he talked about was something about recording your messages. So not unlike the airline safety routine, which is replayed every time in an airline, we've moved away now from stewardesses going through this routine. It's now displayed as a recording on your headset in the seat. In the NQT session, he actually went a stage further, which is really what I intend to share today. He talked about using animation software to take these messages and get someone else to say it for you. And the particular examples he alluded to, which I'll focus on tonight, are something called Voki or Voki.com, and another website called GoAnimate.com. So based essentially equipped with this knowledge, I had a go at these two ideas. Voki.com creates what the trade would describe as customized avatars to the rest of us, faces and characters that you can essentially bring to life, and they can tell you things and you can sort of script them. So if all works well here, I'll show you an example of a Voki customized avatar. So you log into the Voki internet site. Again, all this is free. Let's try and sort out one of these undesirable features. But, this didn't happen. Can anyone explain what that could I have? I'll go back. Okay.
That's the red line. Try the red line again.
The red hand again.
Yeah.
It's in.
No, it's flash.
Okay.
You're using Firefox?
No, I'll,
It's not closing.
so this is Windows.
Firefox.
Okay. While we're doing that,
Yeah,
So this is now my own Voki account, which again you can set up. And what I've got is I've prepared short sort of little avatar scripts. I'll give you an example of one I prepared earlier. This is one that well, it looks like it's not going. Do I click next here? That's me. Yeah. Okay. I tell you what, I'll go to the next one is GoAnimate, which may be plagued by similar technical challenges, is another website, again with a free account, that you can go in and create short animations. So if I'm, this one looks a little less plagued by. So here, in this case, you're given a selection of a set of sort of pre-prepared scenarios where various characters come to play and you can script the words. So what I've done here, I'll give you an example. Here's something that I prepared for my Year 9s. Again, to really just freshen up something I was trying to tell them. So it prepares a short video clip, and I've created the characters from a set of sort of simple things. And here we go.
Good morning, 9B3. I hope you feel more confident multiplying and dividing fractions.
Yes, it's a difficult subject, but I think many of you understand how to do it.
Try the homework over the holidays. That should help.
Meanwhile, let's finish up with a short quiz.
So that's just for a few minutes. That you'd say that normally, but it just might reach some of those who are less engaged. My pièce de résistance, which I prepared for. Let's see.
Can you add those into a PowerPoint?
They can be linked as, I think if you've got the technical know-how, you can actually bring them into a sort of a YouTube setting. At the moment, I've not got a YouTube account, so I'd have to sort of set that up. I think you could embed them in a PowerPoint.
They're set voices as well, right?
They are set voices, so all I'm doing is typing text in, and you can create the different sort of characters. The one that seriously appealed, this took me slightly longer to do. It takes a few minutes to get it together, but you'll start to see that some classes, you can really get quite an impact with them.
Just played every lesson.
We did it for a while, didn't we?
So these characters appear, and
Item before. It's time to practice making sequences using function machines.
they were really good ones.
Turn to page 254 and try questions in exercise 13F. Good luck.
They don't need luck. Thankfully, they are excellent students and have been paying attention to Dr. Gleaves' teaching. Even Josh, Jack, and Louie have been listening.
Let's go. Get those sequences. Go Lauren. Go Jessica. Go Sarah.
Die function machines. Go get them Charlie, Shane. Go Reese, Ryan, John.
I see that Ryan Spink has already finished the lesson objectives and is starting the questions. And Tom Litchfield is doing the same. Is there no stopping these students?
Don't forget Thomas. He's doing the questions too. What a class.
Anyone who knows 10b4 will appreciate some of those characters could not believe that their name came out of a computer. It was a small class for good reasons, and it gave you the opportunity to actually personalise. So I thought, I'm going to write everyone's name, and they were all waiting for their name to come up. So, as I say, what was quite interesting to me was it engaged them. Not necessarily, I don't know how far that engagement got, but rather than me say, okay, turn to page 264, we're going to do some function machines, it created a sort of a bit of a break between me talking and them working, and for us, I think the other thing that really was quite interesting, which is sort of part of my final slide, just bring this up. They both take a few minutes to master. They're no great technical challenges, and once you get into it, really it's how much time you can devote to these things. I found that it's easy to get into, quite easy to use. They take a few minutes to prepare. As regards impact and reaction, it ranged, as I say, from stunned silence to utter hilarity. But what was quite interesting, someone said, "Sir, so you did all that, did you?" I said, "Yes, that's what I did." And I think for the first time, for that student, recognised that actually teachers do put effort into preparing classes, and literally personalising it had sort of made an impact that perhaps couldn't have been made if I'd have done something on paper, something like that. So that was something quite interesting. I did find that with some classes, it was just, it didn't hit them. In many ways, the smaller the class, the more impact that sort of approach works. That's certainly my experience. So I sort of used it for a few lessons, and then discovered that, like anything, it gets, it loses the impact. So I think what I've chosen to do is sort of use it selectively, bring it out, and bring it back in again, and just to sort of lighten the mood of a class, particularly if you want to sort of, with less sort of some stronger students, it makes them feel actually they are connected. Certainly some of the students I mentioned, did work a little hard because their name would be mentioned, so to speak, in dispatches. So I just offer it to you as two websites. There may be others that are more sort of easy to use, but there were two that worked for me.
Is there a limit to how long the commentary can go on for?
It was really how much time you've got to type in. The longest one I did was about 2 minutes. There is a sort of a kind of a script that you have to follow. The characters move without your control. I think if you get into more advanced work, you can sort of do a bit more action. But these literally took 2 or 3 minutes before a lesson started.
David, could the students create those themselves?
Yes, yes. So it's
you could have an elephant explaining mitosis to a zebra.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. And if you go on the website, which I'd invite you to do that, there's numerous settings. There's ninjas, there's space, there's animals in settings and jungles. So I think there's quite a variety of things.
Zebra's not a horse.
Well, classification variation.
So you could have an elephant reading out the whole of the Wikipedia page.
Yes, yes. Now, you can. I don't think the Voki one. I don't think it's come up, but that would. I don't think that was going to do today. So the Voki one is not dissimilar, except I can see if I can't get. Need the plugin for that, but basically it's a sort of a talking head. And this time you script in the same way, and you can change the voices, change the settings, the background.